Can you guys hear me? Let me turn on my cam.
Hello.
You still can't hear me. Who's you? Yeah, you can hear me now. You can hear me. Okay. 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 Oh, I see now. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Right. Ah, sorry, guys. This is frustrating. All right. Wait, I'm gonna mute my. All right. Okay. My name. I forgot my name. What's my name? Okay, my name is Etadeo. Okay, is it loud enough? I'm not sure if it's loud enough. I don't want to mess up again my camera. I know it's loud. Okay. Yep. Everything's okay. So, my name is Etadeo, and welcome to our delayed live for like how many minutes? Almost 10 minutes of messing up. I'm good. Thank you, Agony. Thank you for asking. And how is everybody doing? And I hope you're all doing okay. Okay. Those who are not speaking in English, I'll try to translate your your language, but I can't. Maybe someone will help me out. Okay. From the last animation we did, this is Totoro. Uh, we animated Totoro from scratch, from the beginning, because last time there was a simple sketch, and then later on, I'm gonna show you anyway. We tried sketching Totoro, just Totoro, without the tail and without the leaf on his hand. So we tried animating later on the head, the tail, and the leaf. So because the leaf has what do you call it, follow through animation. So okay, we need to entertain some questions first before we start drawing. Um, okay, when you draw, please. When? Right now. I'm gonna draw right now. If that's what you're asking. I'm. I started drawing when I was little. When I wasn't going to school yet. So I started drawing when I was little until I pursued my goal, and that's how I did. How Okay. Well, drawing. I love Clip Studio but for free program Blender, Tahoma Pencil. Yes, yes. EWAB. I agree with you. But if you're working professionally, you can use Clip Studio. If you're working to pursue your career as an animator, you can try um, Clip Studio, or if you're a student, you can also try Painter. I mean, Krita, and everything that is free on the internet. Okay, from Iwab again. No. From MZ Kiz TV. How's the COVID there? It's. I think we're trying. The people here in Philippines are trying to protect, or the government trying to protect the citizens, or the community, for catching the deadly virus. So we're doing fine. So we're always inside the house. That's all right with me. Okay, EWAB, just because easy to use. Yep. For mobile, flip a clip. Yes. So hi to Brazil, please. Hi to Brazil friends. Hello there. Welcome. If you are guys watching, thank you for joining me. Um, okay, let's start drawing. Okay. Anyways, we already finished Totoro, the line art. So this is a loop walking. It's a cycle walk, and we're going to color it. So the line art. So I renamed it as line art, so we won't get confused. We'll be creating new layer just below it, just below um, our line art. Okay, by creating line art, of course, creating new layer. We're gonna color. We're gonna use color flats. Okay, I'm using flat colors. This is the general color of Totoro, because color of Totoro is really really um, monotone. No, no, not monotone. Or what do you call this? Massive. Okay, but the color is it's too big for him. The color is too big. I mean, you know what I mean. The color is widely um, occupied. I don't know what you call it. Anyways, it's a lot of colors. Okay, so I'm not sure what color. Brown. I think Totoro is brown, right? Let me know if I'm doing it right. So we're gonna color Totoro from frame zero. So frame zero, as you can see in our timeline, is empty. Okay, by creating um, a new keyframe, uh, we'll be able to color Totoro. Of course, you can color it, but not in a keyframe. So we need a new keyframe. Okay, is he warm gray? Warm gray. Maybe he's warm gray. Is this warm gray enough? Is it warm gray enough? I'm not sure if it's warm gray. Yeah, I know he's warm gray. So anyway, I think that will work. We'll just because after this we're gonna put more colors on him. I don't know. So anyways, the flat colors need to have a keyframe. So we need to create new keyframe just below it, just below my uh, animation. I need to drag this so you can see the animation here. We have different buttons for those who still working on, who still starting um, with animation. Uh, Everyone doesn't know this. If you don't have this, you need to, let's close it. If you don't have it and you can't find it in your environment, you need to go to Windows. No, not Windows. Where is it? Workspace. No, not Workspace. Workspace works too. I think the animation, but the layout will mess up our here. In settings, you have Dockers, and then you will see animation. You need to check or tick it. You check it so you'll be able to see it. And when you see it, you can put it on the side here. Uh, 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 I cannot do this. There you go. I can place it anywhere in any of the Dockers. Anyway, so these are the color, the keyframe menu. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. You have motivated me to work on my animation series and advice with using the Procreate. Procreate. I wish I know the program. I wish I have the tablet. I wish I have the iPad for it. Sorry, guys. I really don't know how to answer your question about the Procreate. But I know it's a good program. I know it's a good program. There are lots of Procreate tutorials out there. Maybe you can try searching. Anyways, thank you for that question. Who asked that? Oh, Andrew. Andrew. Okay. Hi to Ochiko. Arigato gozaimasu. If you're Japanese. Thank you very much for joining. Anyways, the animation I'm still using the 4.40 what 42 beta. Anyways, the keyframe is this one. New keyframe. You need to press it. You have to put it down again. You need to keyframe the flat colors. Now we have a blank keyframe. So let me show you guys the blank keyframe. So there's a box there. Let's make it bigger. See, there's a box. It means you have blank keyframe. So if it's filled, it means you drew something on it. See, it's going to be filled anyway. So we're going to uh, make keyframes for every frames we did on the animation. All right, we'll create much better if we start creating the keyframe before we start coloring. So I have made my shortcut here. I made my shortcut for the create new keyframe. So I need to just press F8. If you have problems with creating shortcuts, you can just go to configure Krita under the settings. You need to go to keyboard shortcuts and then find your here in animation. You need to find certain uh, shortcuts. Like for instance, new keyframe. You need to find it here, and then you can create a shortcut. Anyways, here we're gonna create keyframes. Let's create keyframes. I'm gonna press 8 there. I'll just create few keyframes and then I'm going to select every each of the keyframes. So by shifting key, or no, I mean holding shift key on your keyboard and then select one and then hold shift, then click. You will select all of the keyframe. So you need to duplicate it by holding control key, then drag it onto the next. Then you will have more keyframes. If there's another way you can do this, you can post a comment or something. And it's there. We have blank keyframes for each drawing of our animation. So, okay. Hi there, Gabriel. Okay, right. We're gonna start coloring from keyframe 1. Actually, it's keyframe 0, but you can start in 0 or 1. So we're gonna color the entire drawing. So we're coloring behind the line art. Just remember the line behind the line art. Using any brush tool you like, just to protect the line art, we need to color behind it. So we're gonna start coloring each of the keyframe. So if there's a way you can color faster, you can do it. This is a style. So my style is the hard way. It's the hard way. So if you can do the paint bucket tool, just I have a tutorial somewhere uh, where you can color code your layers. So the only layers here color coded will get filled with the paint bucket tool under the option, the tool option, Docker. All right. Um, the hard way, yeah. It's 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 how I work. You know, it's not really for everybody. This is how I like it because I'm very comfortable with it. Because I I'm used to work the hard way because I work in comic books, so I draw manually. I color manually. I use watercolor for my paintings. I do some paintings too for my commissions. and I do everything manually, even the effects, the airbrush. I have an airbrush, and I use it on my commissions. So if you need to erase, you need to press E. I think that's the default key for eraser. So you need to color around Totoro. Make sure there's no holes, or else we're gonna color the entire canvas. So we're gonna color around it, including the leaf. We know Totoro is somewhat gray. So we're gonna color the leaf, the stem. Okay. So we'll just do that. So on the next layer, I'm gonna show you. Wait a minute. Let's zoom out. So we're gonna fill it with paint bucket tool. So the paint bucket tool is where is it? I just this one. The paint bucket tool. Okay, in case you. Okay, do we have a question? Talk, salamat, salamat. Sir, maligayang New Year. Why do you use dark blue for shadow? I saw some other color for shadow. Um, because it's not total black. I don't know. I don't know. I like cooler shadows um, rather than warm or plain gray color, darker black. Because I'm gonna change it anyway. So I'm gonna color correct it. If I know the scene is a warmer color, then I'll use a warmer shade of shadow. That makes sense. So, anyways, I use the bucket tool. In my bucket tool, because sometimes I'm gonna show you. This is tricky, very tricky. Um, Wait, paint bucket. What am I doing? Paint bucket tool. And here, it's pretty tricky when you use a paint bucket tool, because paint bucket tool have this option. This is the tool option. If you can't find it somewhere here, I think it's here in the Docker. There's tool options. You can find it here. Tool options. So the tool options is very tricky because if your pen, let's say pen, let's use the pen first or the brush. So I'm gonna zoom in closer. So right now I use my pen like this. They have um, somewhat a mid-tone of the brush. So if I brush it like this, you'll see there are other colors that we have. So if I paint, example, I'm gonna make a circle. If I'm gonna fill it with color with the paint bucket tool, it will not fill the entire area. So what I'm gonna do is gonna use the paintbrush tool and then turn. Where's the brush? Brush. Turn the paint bucket tool from brush tip. It's the from default of. Hope you can see that the default to Gaussian. So if you're gonna use that, you will have a hard brush. If you can see, you can zoom in there. You're gonna have a hard brush like that. See everything, every edge of your color is hard. So when you use the paint bucket tool, the paint bucket tool is hard edge. So when you turn it to zero, the grow selection, turn it to zero, it has hard edge. So when you fill it, it will fill the entire um, drawing. So right now I messed up, I think. So I need to fill it and then maybe put up a grow thing first. There you go. But next time I'm gonna use um, I'm gonna use wait. Ooh, There you go. I'm gonna use the new settings for paintbrush. Okay. Um, Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. Let's see. I'm gonna remove. Wait a minute. I am going to. Uh, all right. So I'm going to fill. Oh, I forgot this one. We'll just use the brush for a while. So we're gonna do the new settings on the new keyframe. So we're going to the new keyframe. So I have a shortcut for that again. I use the period and the comma for going back and forth. So if you can set up your Krita uh, shortcut, then you can do that. Just play around with Krita. Don't be afraid. Okay, I have my new setup here. So it has our hard edge on the coloring. So whenever I'm gonna color, it will be filled. Because sometimes when you turn up your the grow selection, what do you call it? The grow selection of the paint bucket tool, whenever you fill by accident, it will grow up. So we fill it. So we need some question to answer if you have question. All right, so far no question, I think. Okay, if you have question, just tell me and I'll try to answer. Uh, in case you have questions about animation, I'll try to answer my best. If you have questions about comics, I'll do my best to answer it. About drawings, paintings, I know paintings. Yeah, yep. Okay, all right. So far, no questions yet. So we paint around again, around Totoro. We're doing it because like this because we're gonna create a clipping mask. Clipping mask, if you know Photoshop, it's like protecting your overlapping brush strokes. Uh, it's hiding it, but it exists. It exists because it's there, and you're just protecting it. You're just hiding it because of the clipping mask. Okay. Hello, Nitesh. Hello there. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to live stream. Thank you for joining. If you have questions, just post it in. I'll try to answer. We'll be streaming up until maybe 11. I don't know. Okay. So we're gonna fill it. All right. There you go. So we're going back to frame one. So you know what we're doing here. So we're gonna create a clipping mask. So just select the layer. You can see layers. Okay, layers. Okay, the clipping mask. We're going to select the layer and then can you hear my cat? We're gonna go to group. Okay, we're gonna right click that layer. Then we're going to group and then uh, click clipping group. I'm sure you know that already. So it's gonna create. Whoop, okay, it's going to create a new clipping mask layer. So we're gonna change this. This will be our um, color layer. Okay, it's gonna be our color layer. So whenever we paint over it, so we're gonna use is it yellowish tummy belly? So we're gonna color the belly. Okay, we're gonna color the belly. So whenever we color outside Totoro, it will be protected outside the color, not the other way around. So if you color inside, of course, you need to create color it in the boundaries. Okay, you need to close it because if you don't close it, you're gonna fill the entire canvas again. So we're gonna fill it. There you go. So remember the color. What we did, it has no keyframe. No keyframe. Remember, we need to create keyframe. So you need to duplicate the keyframe so it will fill up the keyframe. So we're gonna borrow the empty keyframes here, and we're gonna control click and copy it for the entire keyframe of the animation. Okay, so that's it. All right. So we already created the first color, and the second color will be the eyes. We're gonna color the eyes. I don't like the eyes. Like, oh, this one. This one is better. There you go. I'm gonna color it kind of like blue. Don't like that. This one. There you go. The color of the nose. I'm not sure the color of the nose. It must be gray. Is it gray or brown? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's okay. We're going to color again. Gonna hold Control to for the eyedropper, or you can use the eyedropper here. Then pick the color. When you pick the color, you're gonna use fill. No, brush. I'm gonna use brush. So guys, if you know the color of Totoro, you can use that color. So we're gonna color the claws. You know, Totoro have claws. Okay, and the whiskers will be the same color, I think. Right. Let's see if we have questions. Yep, my cat is always annoys me. Ed, recommend us one movie. I don't know. I rarely watch movies. The last movie I watched um, was wait. I'm not yet done with the movie I'm watching in Netflix. I was watching Sisters Brothers. It's a Western movie, so I'm not sure if you're gonna like it. But it's a Western movie about not sure yet because I'm just starting. So we're gonna call it the leaf. If you wanna resize your brush, you know that already. I think you can watch my other videos how I color uh, my animations. Gonna fill it. There you go. There's one frame. Now, if you are going to put some shadows, I'm gonna put some shadows. We need to create, of course, a new layer again. So here's the problem. What we're going to do is we'll just copy the color layer by Control J. You know, duplicate Control J layer. That's the shortcut for control creating new layers. Anyways, or duplicating layers. Yeah, duplicating layers. What type of music you listen to while animating to motivate to get you to the zone? Some I'm an old school, so I listen to not so new music. So I listen to very subtle music, just to keep me in my mood. Because sometimes, um, when you listen to Metallica, I mean, come on, what's gonna happen to your drawing? Anyways, we're gonna duplicate the layer, so it will create another layer above it. So another layer, it will rename it as copy of color because that's the name of the previous layer. But we're going to delete the first keyframe because you can do this or by selecting delete or dragging another blank keyframe. We got color. We use this as the shadow, and we're going to change from normal. I need to put this in the middle again. We need to change the normal to multiply. Okay, and then turn down the opacity to 50. If you want it darker, it's gonna be higher number, right? 50. So we're gonna put this back again. Good. Okay. All right. So the shadow is also a clipping mask. It should turn on. Yeah, I like Metallica, but I'm an old school, so I watch the old 80s and somewhat 90s music. So anyway, here's the shadow. So I'm gonna choose a different shades, maybe blue or purple shadow. So it's gonna be 50%. All right, remember that. So I'm gonna since we created a layer, we'll create smaller brush. So we're gonna color it like so. So Totoro, hey, we forgot something like the claws on the toes. Uh, so the tail, we need to go around. We need to turn this off first so we know what you're coloring. So after we do that, we're gonna use the fill bucket tool, then fill it. So when we turn on the clipping mask, remember the clipping mask is here, we have our shadow. So we just need to go back to the color and color the the claws. I need to pick up the claws. Where did we get them? Claws, bigger brush. There you go. Yeah. Okay, go back to the shadow. Remember what you're picking up, okay? Sometimes it's confusing to get the colors. So you need to save the colors if you every time you um, create new color swatches. So sometimes art they never draw the shadow of the whiskers. So we need to draw it too. Um, we need to make a shadow here and under the nose. All right, and the shadow for the leaf. Sometimes you need to know the shape of your drawing so you'll be able to uh, draw the shadow. Okay, we need to draw the bottom shadow of of the hand and then fill it. All right. Now, this is how we did. So that's just one frame, okay? If you're gonna paint more, you have to have patience. Okay, we're gonna color the next frame. You need to go, we need to flat everything, okay? So far, what we did is like this. If you want to create highlights for the eyes, you need to create another layer again for the highlights and use uh, screen option here. Screen for the for the highlights. Okay, we're going to color the rest of the keyframes. Now we're in trouble. All right. Hey Ed, you remember the Saitama animation? Actually, it wasn't like Saitama. What happened? Who? Oh yeah, yeah. Um, I was just testing. I was just testing the animation. I don't know what I was doing, and I don't know. Maybe I'll do better when I do another animation of Saitama. I don't know. Anyways, okay. We're gonna color the rest of the keyframes. So we're gonna use brush again. So if you have fastest way coloring, if your line art is very clean, you can try coloring by just use the bucket tool and color directly on the line art. Sometimes it works that way, and it's faster. But I like doing it the hard way. The hard way, and you need lots of patience again to work on it. So if you have questions again, just let me know. I tried watching the Godzilla movie, the the Japanese version, and it was good. It was good. But I didn't finish. I was sleepy when I was watching it, and I felt I need to sleep. Yeah, um, Kajol Jane, the patience. You need to have patience, especially when you're doing animation, because if you lost your patience on everything, you won't be able to do anything. Because I work on comic books, and drawing a comic page takes about a whole day. A comic page is a whole day process. The penciler will pencil the page um, for the whole day, and then I'll wait so that the next day I'll be receiving the pencil page, or maybe the same day. But I cannot start working um, on a page if it's not really polished. So you need to approve. I need approval from the editor to see if the drawing is working. So I have to work uh, on a page eh, for a whole day. Sometimes a page takes a day and a half. Sometimes if the page is really uh, demanding details. So because in in comics, the penciler can make shortcuts. Penciler will create, instead of just shading. If there are shading in a drawing, the penciler will just create. Will just write X on the black areas. Um, to save time for an inker. That's another um, way of saying, hey, you got to do this for me. You got to do the shading for me. So that's how we do it. So I have that patient since I was 21. When I was 21 years old, 20 years ago. So I've been carrying it for how many years now? You need to have patience. You know, when I started animating last 2 years ago, um, I felt animation is really tiring. Um, but as I practice, it gives me motivation just to finish because it is overwhelming when it is finished, even though it's just like 10 seconds. It's like wow, I made it. When you finish it for like 5 days for just 10 seconds, it's a different feeling for me. I know everybody wants to do animation um like 30 minutes of length of animation. That's sometimes it's impossible for doing for just like a whole month. Right? It's impossible for just one person doing it. The cat agrees. Okay. I have a question. What is the thing that you like the most about animation? You know the thing that I like in animation is the rough when you're doing the rough animation when you're doing the key poses. Because you're building the action uh, when you start working on it. Because what I don't like about animation is the in between. It's the most and the coloring. Yeah, the coloring too. Um, it's the most um, boring thing to do in animation. But you know, without it, if you don't do in betweens, your work will look like a uh, animatics. It will look like an animatics. It just look like a storyboard that is moving. You know, I just learned about storyboarding. I, when I watch something behind the scenes of Snow White, um, storyboard was actually invented by Walt Disney Company. It was Walt Disney Company that invented the storyboard, uh, so that they know what's gonna happen in a movie. So before there was no storyboard when you created the movie. So I just learned it. Just it's cool to know that Walt Disney invented the storyboard. Now everybody's using storyboard for commercials, for um sometimes news, especially when news reporter has a presentation or something. It's cool to know that Walt Disney's is there. So far, what movie I like is Klaus. Well, that's one of the animated movies I really enjoyed. It was really well done. It's a well done animation. I like how it was made. Okay. Yeah, that's correct, Iwab. What would you recommend other artists getting into animation and to get in level of burnt out and lose interest in it? Love your style and drawing. Thank you, Andrew. Um, about your question, because sometimes when an artist, I've been there, when an artist is really burned out, uh, you need to rest. You need to get your excitement on drawing, because when you draw, sometimes your brain doesn't function well. Even if you have all the skills, even if you have the greatest skill in the world, even if you lost your interest scribbling, you won't be able to make a better artwork. Because for me, I got burned out when I was working in comics, so I need to rest. Rest is one good thing for every artist. Sometimes a singer uh, can't feel what the person sings if the person is not in the mood. So that's one point. So for artists, visual artists like us, um, when you can't feel that you're drawing, you won't be able to draw it well. That's why sometimes when we thought of something, I want to draw this, I want to draw that, because it's pumping you out. So uh, whenever you catch that, whenever you feel that, you do it. You draw, because once it is gone, you'll regret it. It's like, oh, I didn't draw that time, so it's gone. That's why I don't uh, animate all the time. I sometimes draw commission for comics because it resets my mood. Because sometimes I want to draw details, sometimes I want to do animation and stuff. Okay, okay. What's the next question? All right, we're gonna read some questions. Hey, I'm drawing Roro now Zoro for my next animation, but going to wars. Good luck, guys. Good luck. When you're drawing art and you look at it as a job, ooh, then you will get burned out. Yeah, sometimes I feel that, but it's when it is a job and it has a good pay. Sometimes you are like, oh, I'm gonna draw better, so they will give me more work. Sometimes you have that. Yeah, but artists burned out, so you just need to reset. You need to fix your time, your body, just to give you just to give you space. Hello, Monica. Hello. Who else is there? Uh, Tiago. Here's a question from you. What canvas size you use depends on the project. Yes, my default canvas. I think this is smaller. This is let me see. This is 1280 by 720 pixels canvas size. So it's a smaller version. It's a 720p of animation of a canvas size. But usually I work on 1980 by 1080. Yeah, 1920 by 1280. That's my canvas size. Sometimes I draw wide widescreen for my personal project, which will be hopefully will be finished soon. But I have a lot of work to be done, just like um, Brody's Ghost. I'm working on Brody's Ghost. So if you need to see, you want to see the Brody's Ghost previews, there are trailers here on YouTube. Sometimes I preview artworks on Patreon. So if you have a dollar, it's $1 a month. You can go there and register, so you will be able to see all of my newest update every day. I'm uploading something. I'm uploading Krita files of exercises I'm working on, and some digital artwork, previews of animation. Those who already registered in Patreon have seen my preview, the snowman animation. They already saw it before you guys, so they are special. You're There's someone special. So if you join, you'll be able every day. You'll be able to see every day my animation. Later on, this one will also be available in Patreon, only for those who are registered. Sorry, guys, I cannot give you this for free, but you'll be able to get it only if you um, register just for $1. It's nothing much. So thank you to those who are a member of my Patreon. I mentioned them in my last video. There you go. So, what are other questions? When I do different things that have nothing to do with drawing, best inspiration. For me, it's my best inspiration is finish this, finish it. That's what that's what I think of. I need to finish it. Yeah, later on, when we do another live stream, just a heads up for everyone, we'll be doing the background for this animation. Maybe, maybe, if if the computer will uh, allow me, we'll be doing compositing. My computer is so slow, so I cannot guarantee to everyone that uh, will be compositing live. So I'm not even using the new version of Hit Film Express. So forgive me, guys, if your hit film is different than mine, because of your computer is powerful. Mine is like 7-year-old or 8-year-old computer. So those who want to sponsor me for my new computer, please send in your name. I'll give you my address. So we have questions. Let's see. How do you maintain your proportions and size? Do you have any secrets using grids and rulers? No, I don't use any grid or rulers. I just eyeball everything. I eyeball everything. That's from Yuchuman. Thank you, Yuchuman. Do you ever get wrist pain? And tips to deal with it? Wrist pain. I rest my hand. That's all I do. When I feel my hand is tired, I just rest my hand. That's all. That's the best way because there's no other way to. If you can draw on your left, or if you're or your non-drawing hand, and then you can do it. If not, then you need to rest. Um, what else? New comments. Let's see. Um, I want to meet you. I'll come to Philippines. Raghav Sharma, you can't right now because we're on pandemic. Your work is inspirational. Thank you for what you do. I shall increase my talent, do my best work in my animation projects. You have a lot of videos, tutorials, and very informative. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Wish you luck. I wish you luck. What's your favorite game? Gosh, my favorite video game is Metal Gear Solid and Tomb Raider. Uh, I want to animate Metal Gear. You know that I really want to animate, but I, I, I wish I can find someone who can do the voice character for Solid Snake. I want to do animation. Someday I'm gonna draw an action scene, just an action scene of uh, of uh, Solid Snake. So far, I'm doing Lara Croft. Right now, I have a voice talent where I use for the animation. I'm still in a character design for Tomb Raider, so I need to work on the environment because it's gonna be hopefully it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. So, how do you keep your shading consistent? You always have so many details on your animation. It blows my mind. That's from Camille. Um, you know what? It is a no-no what I'm doing because it has so many details when I shade, when I give shapes. Because I know shading. I know it well. Uh, I wish I could try the simple way of shading or creating shades. Like, for instance, this one. Uh, in other animation, the area here, the area of the tail, let's say, sometimes in other animation, there is no, there's no shadow like that. It's just, it's just simple shade. But I, 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 I'm stubborn. I like to create shadows and everything. So it's um it's it's um it's an instinct. I think it's an instinct. It just made it's just making me do it. When I see an object, I see shapes. I just have to do it anyway. Next question. How do you change background position? I want to make great animation like Naruto. The background position is not made. I don't make my backgrounds animation in Krita. I use Hit Film Express for my final animation. When I render my animation, I don't render the keyframes in video. I don't render them in video. I render the keyframes into image sequence. So when you render here, render animation, you need to go to the image sequence, and then choose the folder. You find the folder in your computer, and you put it there. And then I put it in Hit Film Express. I open it in Hit Film Express as image sequence. So I don't uh, animate my background in Krita. I just use Krita for animate making my animations. Of course, I plan everything in my head. I don't storyboard because doing another storyboard is another work for me. So I just do them in my head, and I already know what's gonna happen in my animation. So I do it. All right. What does device cost? Which one? Someone is asking by Sant House Raj. The device, I don't know. What I'm using right now is Cintiq 24 HD. It's a Wacom device, so it costs. I think Cintiq costs around $1,000 uh, for 24 inches. I don't know. I know it's expensive, but it's a reliable design, reliable device. It's very good. It's on the top of the market. Draw a large background or background for your set. Use parallax. We also have. Yes, that's what I do. I draw a large background if I want my character to walk around the background. So that's it. And I separate all when I paint my background. I plan everything. If there are foreground, I want to use parallax animation. I use that. I separate them on layer. Then I export the background image as PNG file where it can uh, be a transparent. All right. When you draw a character, did you draw all the full body character in exact same layer, separated layer like for hand, legs, and no? I think that what you are trying to mention is the puppet animation, where you can um, separate or separate all the limbs and the head and body parts, so you can animate it one by one. I This is a frame by frame animation where you can draw everything. If your animation is walking like this one, you have to draw everything and animate everything. That's how we do. This is not the puppet animation. How do you watch your animation at full screen? Full screen? You mean this way? I press tab when I'm using Krita. So I press tab, so it's full screen. This is how I want to see my animation in full screen. So if you want to watch your videos, you need to render your animation in video. I am tracing error animation to go to. I don't know. You need to contact Krita, I think. People, the developer of the program. How big do you draw your character to fit each scene? Do you scale them up, down, video editor? Um, I only do that in if my drawing is really big, if my if my animation is big, like the Tomb Raider, where she was walking towards the camera. I I draw the animation bigger because I know she is walking towards the camera. I need the lines to be uh, cleaner when it's when it's scaling up. But if there are ways uh, for the animation, like drawing each frame, like grow when you draw it by growing, you know what I mean. I'll do it that way. Yeah, I recommend what EWAB is using, the illusion of life, because it's very informative. You can't just make animations instantly because um, there are some logic behind it for every frame you draw. So you use the book called Illusion of Life. It's a nice book. Also, they have video. I think they have video. You can buy the video DVDs. How do you have the camera move during the animation? Like I said a while ago, in case you didn't catch that, I use Hit Film Express. Um, I use Hit Film Express for animating the background. I don't render my animation entirely in uh, Krita. I just use the program to create the animation. So when I pan my character and my background is moving, I use Krita. I use Hit Film Express. It is a video editor where you can use the program to import image sequence so you can animate your background. So there's no secret. You need to use every tool available on the web. Okay. It's super how you draw. Thank you, 5 minute tip and gadget. Ed, can we draw image without black outline? Yeah, I think you can. I think you can. Just remove the background. I mean, the outline. You can use that. You can do anything. You can't learn without doing. Yep. Black background and use white lines. Yeah. Okay. That's a little advanced. In drawing, let's save this. Let's create a new file. All right. I'm gonna show you how you create your drawing um, using white. Okay. When you create a drawing, you go to your uh, custom document. All right. Custom document. And you set up your size and everything. Just leave everything, the color, leave everything here. Go to the content tab. Here's the content tab, and use the background color into black. You can use from the swatches, or you can just choose your uh, from your color picker. Okay, then you press OK. All right, and then create two layers, and then create your new file, your new document. Then you'll have black background. Okay. The problem here is uh, you need to have a white pencil. So we need to have a white pencil. You're gonna use a white pencil. So whenever you draw with white paper and a white pencil and a black paper, it will be like that. You need to get used to what you're doing. But we have, if you want to start drawing with black um, black pencil or brush and white paper, okay, let's invert. I'm gonna invert this into. Let's invert this. Wait, invert. Yeah, and we're gonna invert this again. So you need to invert everything first. Just Control I or image. Uh, where's that? Invert. No, not this one. Where's the invert? Sorry, guys, I forgot the invert. Where it is placed? It's gone. Well, the invert command is Control I. Can't find it. I can't find the invert. Where is it? Image or layer. No, I know it's invert. This one, just Control I. I can't find it. Sorry, guys. Anyways, but if you're drawing on, if you're sketching like this, and then you already use black pencil or black pen or brush, and then you wanted your line art to be the opposite. You just press invert, go to the background, then Control I. It will invert everything, and then go to the line art, and then Control I again. You will have white art line. You know what I mean? That's how you create your white pen. All right. What's next? Okay. Where did you use Blender in the last video? I used Blender in the last video when I created a snow, because snow is hard to animate by hand. It's really hard. But if you have a snow or a specific single snow falling, uh, I can animate it by hand. But since snow is like rain, I need to create the snow in Blender. I know in Hit Film Express they have particle simulator in Hit Film. So my computer is crashing whenever I use it. So I just thought of using Blender. All right, we have another question. Can you explain how you create Krita poses, like draw animation, please? I hope I understand that. Right now I'm using Krita. If you miss this, let's make this invisible. I animated this using layers. So I animated um, this rough animation by hand, everything by hand, and manually draw them everything. I use the keyframes, like uh, I use the poses of walking, like this one, this one, this one, until the end. And then I put the follow through objects or body part, like the tail and the leaf. So then I synchronize them with the previous animation until I animated them. And then I draw the cleanup lines, this one, and draw the rest of the keyframes using in between. So what you see right now is animated by twos. I'm working on 24 frames per second, like this one. If you can see, if you can see here, this is 24 frames per second. So divided by two is 12. So technically, I'm working uh, on a 12 frame per second animation, but it's in the 24 frames of a video. Hope you understand that. So going back to the coloring, do you have another question? How to render as MP4? I'm struggling with that. MFEG is unavailable. You need to render. Say, let's say you're rendering in a video. You will have, when you click the video radio button here, you'll receive this. This is blank, actually. When you start your rendering, this is blank. So you need to find it. You need to download somewhere. You can search it on the internet. It's FFmpeg. You try to find it, download it, unzip it, and then you will find. I downloaded it in my computer, and I have it here. I have the FFmpeg under the bin. Then use the FFmpeg. Hope you can see that. The FFmpeg. Can you see, guys? All right. And I press OK, open. Then it will register here. And then you can use the options here. You just leave it if you want to. And then you can render in MP4 or maybe a GIF or MKV, Metroska, OGG, MP4 video. That's it. And then you press OK, and then it will render according to your preference. Okay, that's how you render. All right. Is graphic tab without screen good? Do we need animation glove while animating on it? Sometimes you do. In animation, I'm wearing gloves because I can slide my hand on a screen. Sometimes our hands get sweaty and it actually sticks on the screen whenever we draw. So I will have hard time sliding my hand whenever I make a big stroke like this one. I'm doing a big stroke and I'm just sliding my hand because I'm using a glove. Because when I don't use my glove, my hand will stick on the screen. I'll be like a gecko sticking on the screen. So that's it. How do you render? I think I showed that already. Yeah. Okay. Your ninja scroll animation is the best. Thank you. I wish I could do it better, but it's a tiring. It's a very tiring animation. But I'm happy I did it and it's done. I want to do another one. Hopefully, same the same animation. I have a uh, problem with that animation because I was off. My character, the character in Ninja Scroll, is off model. Is especially Jubei character Jubei, um, or every character, they are off model. It's okay. Maybe it's my version. I'm not really an anime artist. I draw realistic way of drawing, not in a stylized. Because I'm into comics. That's why my drawing in. If you've seen my Wolverine is inclined to a realistic point of view. So that's how I draw. I'll be posting again a Wolverine scene for those who are a member of my Patreon have seen this clip. No one have seen it. They've seen the clip of Wolverine I'm working on. The rough sketch, only the rough sketch, but it's Wolverine because of the claw. It's exciting. I thought of doing it again because when I first draw the Wolverine scene, it was time consuming because I'm animating three characters in one scene, and it's very short, and it's a dynamic animation, and it's cool. I hope I could give you preview, but maybe later. Um, I'll show it in my Patreon. So if you're not a member of Patreon, you can register for just $1, and every day you will receive updates. You'll receive Krita files of studies I'm doing. You receive everything. You will get a preview of current projects I'm doing. There's also a $3 uh, offer for everyone. There's a tier, $3 tier for everybody, where you can get Krita files of uh, animation I did. For example, uh, Totoro, the flying Totoro is already available there. You want to see the source file of Totoro, you can get it there. Tomb Raider files are there, including the background painting. Uh, it's there. So go register now. Okay. Hey Ed, glad I could catch stream. Hope you're doing good. Hey Katie, thank you very much for joining. Thank you, thank you. I've been watching your stream too. It's really nice. Whenever I want to get inspired, I want to see my what do I call you? Co-creator? Co no co co. Thank you very much, Katie. How do you feel a color after you outline your character? When I fill my character with a color, after I outline, it fills the whole screen. Maybe there's a hole in your drawing. When you fill this using the paint bucket tool, you need to make sure it's closed, because when it's open like this, or maybe a tiny gap can create a flood your screen. It will flood your screen. Not like Clip Studio. They can. It has a gap option thing where if it's like a tiny gap, it will just ignore it and then fill the entire circle. You know, we don't have that option yet. So hopefully in the future we'll get that option. All right, other questions? Please don't spam. Yeah. Okay. So if you have questions, just fill me in. What time is it now? We are already 1.5 hours of streaming, and hopefully I'm done after this. We need to finish the entire drawing. Coloring is very, very time consuming. It eats a lot of time. So other artists hire other artists too, just to color because it makes them bored. So what else? How many layers will you use for a good animation? Gosh, layers. Oh man. If I want to create better scene or the best scene, man, I'll create like maybe 50 layers of colors and effects just to make it better. Because I tried making that. Wow, man, it's overwhelming, but it's eating too much of my time just to create that single scene. Um, yeah, it takes more than 50 or many layers, and that excluding uh, the background painting. If I have background paintings more than 100 layers, Krita is eating too much of memory, especially my computer. My computer is a sluggish bastard. So if you can donate some PC to me. I need computer. Honestly, I really need the new computer. My computer is a busted old 8-year-old computer. I just fed it with lots of memory so it will catch up. But this computer is really sluggish. I can't. My problem is I can't stream well. I cannot stream well with Krita. Um, the When I stream with Krita using OBS, I want to use OBS, but it's slugging my computer. Um, it's not working. It's really sluggish. So I need to buy a new computer for that because they said, according to the techies, if you use a slow computer and you stream with program, it will slow down your processing. So Krita is a program that eats a lot of memory. So that's the problem. I really need to get a better computer. I can't right now, so that's why I'm accepting commissions. Haha. And I'm also have a Patreon. So Patreon is one of my um, bread and butter. It's not earning much, but it helps. So there will be more updates in the coming future. Uh, there will be Brody's Ghost still on the works. I need to fix my 3D in 3D in Brody's Ghost. There will be a 3D shot in Brody's Ghost. I think some of my Patreon members have seen it. Yeah, KD, layers sometimes help, especially when you're when you're so careful about your work, you need to, okay, I'll create another layer just to save uh, the special layer you're doing, and you don't wanna erase something. Are you looking to build your own? Um, KD, you know what? I'm thinking of building my own computer, but I'm not sure because I'm not really sure because I need to talk to technician to see if they can really help me. Sometimes I doubt some of the technicians here in Philippines, so I really need to get in touch with get to know them well, so I can they could recommend me a better uh, parts for the computer. Sometimes I want to buy just a one whole branded computer, you know, just to start working uh, immediately. Thanks for asking, Katie. Okay, from Danny. Some minutes ago, your computer was 7 years old. Happy birthday, computer, from Danny. Yeah, my computer is you know what? This computer is very old. The keyboard is busted. The screen is it's a laptop. Screen is busted. Um, Everything is busted except for the processor and the memory, and it still works. And I plugged in my screen, and it's working, and it's coping up. And hopefully, knock on wood, still will work on the next years or so. But I like this computer, uh, although it's really old. It's a 7-year-old computer or 8. I don't know. I lost count. I lost count already. I just wish Santa Claus is real and give me computer. Santa Claus or Father Christmas for British people here like KD. All right, do we have another question? We're almost done. We're almost done with the flat color. Graphics card. No, I don't think it will. The graphics card. This is from Walter Augusto. Uh, my graphics card is a built-in card, so I cannot upgrade my graphics card. So that won't help, I'm sure. If my computer is a desktop, maybe I could try. Where can I see your commission links? You can just contact me through email. I'll just type my email here. Commission. You can just send me an email here. Or if you want to ask for special commissions, you can send your email, your description of the. Then I'll give you the high resolution printable where you can print your drawing of the commission, and that's it. You just have to wait a day or two for me to finish. This from KD. Yeah, I get it. I'm not very techy myself, so I don't think I could do it. But watch a lot of YouTube videos. It works somehow. Yes, that's what I thought. YouTube helps a lot too. So you need to be specific because sometimes there are parts that aren't compatible with some other parts. So you have to watch out for that because I don't want to just buy things that will not work. I don't want to surprise myself when suddenly it's not working. Or you know, because I might plug some wires on a wrong socket, or it might blow up or something. I don't know. Okay, my computer has i5, 16 gig RAM, oh, 15650 IBGA. Yeah, I envy your computer. I wish I have that. My computer is not even an I thing. An I what? 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 It's not even an I thing. I what? Anyways, so hopefully I'll be updating my computer. So far, I'm not gonna abandon this computer. I will still use it, maybe for small projects if it's still working. Let's knock on wood, knock on wood. What are you making? What's that? RN. What's RN? I'm working on Totoro right now. Okay, right now. RN is right now. I'm working on Totoro here. He's walking. Oh, there's a blank. Oh, I missed that. How come I missed that part? So I'm working on Totoro right now and just coloring it because last time we did animation. We did the rough animation for the walk cycle. So everybody should know. We have that clip. We have that streaming way back. I just remembered, oh, we need to finish Totoro walking. So I thought of, oh, let's go stream live for people who want to see me finish this animation. I hope my streaming is okay because I don't know. I don't know. My internet is kind of sluggish uh, whenever I stream. I tried streaming with Facebook once, and look it's looking okay. There's no problem. But when I tried YouTube, it's really sluggish. I don't know why. Maybe it's my computer. It's my computer again. Okay. This year Santa bought a new computer. Yeah. You know, when you say old computer, it's like it's only a year old or a couple of years old. It's not really old, you know. Old computers like 10 years old. It's like mine's like it's like 8 years old. Mine is 8 years old. I bought this computer same month of uh, 8 years ago. December of December of I don't know. I can't do the math. This is from Ragav Shawarma. I was going to give up animation, but you became my inspiration. Thank you. Thank you too for being around and not giving up. If it's really your dream, you need to pursue it. No one's stopping. You need to pursue everything. You need to pursue your dream if you want to be an animator. If in case you change your mind, oh, I don't want to be animator anymore because I like drawing conceptual art. You can do that too. It's not a bad thing as long as you're enjoying it. As long as uh, you're happy doing it, just just continue doing it. Because when I was doing comics, um, I was happy. I'm still happy actually. Um, when I was doing comics, I was happy because I was getting lots of projects. Sometimes I get three projects in in 1 month. I get three projects. But later on, when everything goes online, because before we were sending drawings manually, we send pages through FedEx uh, directly to Marvel, and seems okay. And then until we there was internet, and everything's fast. Everyone became so slow. I don't know why. Some pencilers were slow, and some inkers were becoming slower. Maybe because right now there are lots of competitions. We saw lots of good artists, better than us, better than me, and cheaper. So Marvel hires them because new artists are cheaper. So older artists like me is kind of expensive for them. So they choose uh, as good as me, but cheaper. But of course, it's Marvel's choice because um, they need to give opportunity to other artists who wanted to break into comics. So we let them. We don't have contract anyways. So we need to find a way uh, to have income. We get royalties, of course, from the prints, merchandise. So we try to find a way. We do commissions. We draw storyboards. We draw conceptual arts. We draw anything we can draw. Uh, Most of artists in comics they just draw commissions. They do it right now. We are in pandemic, so we draw everything digitally. Some are willing to pay their uh, commissions, their shipping, so they do it. They don't care if they get buyers. I'm sure they won't get anything from the mail. So we're not gonna color the last frame. So so far, here's what we need. So this is the animation. Let's animate. Let's animate. So we're walking now, and then we're done with our live streaming. Okay, 5 minute tips and gadgets. Said, can you explain how manage time, please? Uh, Excuse me. Time management. I don't know how that works, but if you know you can draw, take your time. Draw. Just draw. If you have to draw on the time you're awake, just draw. When you're sleepy, sleep. When you're hungry, eat. When you want to draw, draw. If you want to animate, draw. That's it. There's no time management there. Bro, give shout out to me. Hello there, Shalini Sharma. Hello there. You from India? Thank you very much for joining. Where's the timeline, bro? Uh, I made it invisible. Okay, sorry guys. I just pressed tab and then it's disappeared. It made it full screen. That's the technique. Hi Tunkei, thank you for joining. We're about to go and thank you very much for joining me. I don't like the timeline. I think it's really bad. Well, I don't know. How's doing what? Hey guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Next, I'm gonna finish this. You've seen the how I color Totoro. Maybe I'll just color a few frames, and then the last frames I will color it on the next streaming. And thank you for joining me tonight or today if you're in New York. Thank you very much, and I hope I'll see you next live stream. And I hope everything's okay. Thank you very much. The girl I called me. Thank you, Radiant Seven. Thank you very much, Brandon Christian. Thank you, thank you. It's Chiru. Thank you. It's Chiru. Jeremiah. Thank you very much. Thanks, Camille, for joining me. Thank you very much. I need to mention everybody here. Kotaro. Thank you. Thank you very much. Who else is not mentioned? Walter, thank you very much for joining. Thank you, everybody. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Thank you. Bye now. Bye now.